Been a busy old day. Alright then, boys and girls. Another quick break before we get stuck into this week's report. Two reasons. One, I did this already this morning and it failed to render down properly, so I'm having to record again. Two, I've been working on videos all day. Three, rendering takes ages. Four, because I can. So, oh, there we go. Right then, like I said, bit of a long-winded one. It is currently 22:21 hours, and my little bucko report, I have got quite a lot of shorthand to get through. First things first. It's been roughly a week since it has been a week since we as Vapors won the vote on the TBD, with Amendment 170 being adopted. What that basically means is, and you'll see the relation of this statement in a minute, that under Amendment 170, e-cigs are only classifiable as medicines if they are presented as a medicine. So basically, if Nikolai'd say, hey, this is a medicine to help cure you of your smoking disease, or something like that, then it will be classed as a medicine. Right, so basically it's along that therapeutic marketing route that was mentioned ages ago, and that no e-cig ever has been, no e-cig worth its salt has ever classed itself as therapeutic, only recreational. As we all know, which leads me very neatly into this. And this is Eka UK. Now, first things first, I will say this particular article is actually quite old. It was published on the 18th of September. However, there are parts of it that I wish to discuss, which I think are very, very helpful for us going forward. Recent correspondence with ECCA or ECHA, Jeremy Mina said that he has no more time to discuss the justification for regulation on the basis that he could not afford to debate issues on which the government already has reached a position. This is a peculiar statement given that the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, or the MHRA, wankers, I told everyone that the government supported medicinal regulation way back in 2010 in a consultation letter on nicotine-containing products MLX 364. It must call into question, it calls into question the whole validity of that entire consultation exercise. It goes on to say that Mean finds himself in a difficult position. He is a manager of an agency and is responsible for sort of regulating all the medicines in the UK, and to a point he has got a very important job. Now, as I said, like in last week's report, I had to thank Linda McCavan in a way for doing what she's done for e-cigs. This guy has got to make sure that everything is above board for medicines. So it's quite a responsible job. So probably to his mind he thinks he's, God or some shit, but obviously we know that's different. And he's announced a decision to regulate a product that he knows isn't a medicine. It has been declared that they are safe and not to be classed as medicines. Included in that announcement are sweeping generalisations about the electronic cigarette market that he knows he cannot substantiate. Now, that goes on to say that the agency has advised the British government to support the decision with no legal standing, harking mind back to Germany in the High Courts, when I mentioned that quite a lot. Probably around about, around about this time. It was on the 17th of September. ECHA say they have little sympathy. I should imagine every single one of you have little sympathy as well. Now, in a short time of ECHA being around, they claim they have the longest running correspondence with the MHRA and give a potted history. Now, this is the point that I think is really interesting. It started in April. The business with them, with a letter to them saying about a recent legal case at the time where an individual was sentenced to 3 months in prison following some business involving the Good Laboratory Practice Regulations 1999. And it was the first time the MHRA had actually successfully got a conviction or brought to prosecution. They give a press release with a link in this particular article, which I'll give the link to the article. You can find it when you read it. The sentence sends a message that they will not hesitate to prosecute those whose actions have the potential to harm public health. So in a way, they really should be prosecuting themselves right now. Now, they were asked if they would apply the same approach to those involved in the TPD, as this, if passed and amended, would certainly damage public health. Their response said, this is the interesting bit, and this is why I thought it was great. Comments concerning MHRA prosecutions taken against persons who may have been involved in damaging public health are to be taken in the context of the MHRA's remit and regulatory responsibilities. If a product is not a medicine, we cannot use medicines legislation to regulate it. Let that little bit drop in. It then goes on to publication of findings and reports and stuff, which I'll allow you at home to read for yourselves, because it does waffle on quite a bit. But very, very interesting reading, things that the MHRA have pretty much said, if it ain't a medicine, they can't regulate it. They can't use medicines legislation to regulate it. That's their own words from a ways back. Now, again, these are things, all the other thing as well with the MHRA is pretty much the next day after 170 was adopted, they also offered for people to go forward and volunteer for an MA, which is a medicinal authorisation. I really can't see anybody going for that, Mr. Mean, so yeah, a bit dumb that really. Make of that what you will, but I personally think it's clutching at straws, because ultimately I can see this going to court before 2016 and getting thrown out as 170 and the German High Courts, and I think there are a few others as well that have set the legal precedent. So that's ECHA. Again, link to that in, well, probably about here somewhere, and in the description below. I'll come back to that one. Financial Times, the pink one, a rather boring paper, recently did an article sort of demystifying all the myths that big tobacco and all this run and rule e-cig business. I'm not going to go into the details right now, because again it was a lengthy article, but I will give the homepage link here and comments details in the description below, so you can find it. Trouble is now, this one you can register for free on the Financial Times, but after reading 8 articles they will start asking you for money, so obviously that one's down to you, but I've read it, good stuff, and it does clarify from a financial point of view and sort of like a business point of view, so just who runs the e-cigarette industry. Pretty much boils down to the users and the manufacturers, and pharmaceuticals have got bugger all to do with it, let alone medicines or anything like that. So that was an interesting one. This chap though, we've got to thank a certain other publication for putting me onto this one for sure, because this guy, I just want this guy to go viral, frankly. His name's Matt Ridley, and he either works for or runs rationaloptimist.com. I'll put the link, I'll take you straight to this article. It's very pro e-cigarette, and basically I'll just read out the first paragraph of his analogy. Don't treat e-cigarettes as medicines, glamorise them. Okay. Apparently this is also published possibly in the Times, in his Times column. So I don't know. I don't read the Times. I don't read any of these papers. I eat my chips for them. Anyhow, quick vape. I like this. Should shampoo be classified as a medicine and prescribed by doctors? It can, after all, cause harm. It can sting your eyes, and a recent study has found traces of carcinogens in 98 shampoo products. Sure, shampoo can clean hair if used responsibly, but what's to stop cowboy shampoo makers selling their dangerous shampoo to the young? Far too many shampoo manufacturers try to glamorise their product. It's time for the state to step in. Far-fetched? If only. We have seen for ourselves this same approach. You know, something as innocuous as shampoo is actually kind of dangerous stuff. Yeah, it's the same. It seems to be the same sort of thinking in his analogy there that the European governments had with their approach to e-cigarettes and medicinalisation and all this rubbish. He does go on a lot. It is very pro e-cigarette. Again, the link to this here and below. Get along, have a look at it, spread it everywhere that you can. I myself will be putting up in just vapes and let's vapes. And everyone, just share this, seriously. Great article, very recent. It was done on Sunday, or published on Sunday, so probably written Friday, Saturday. But anyway, but I digress. Now, with all that out of the way, what can we do to keep the fight going? Well, obviously the 2016 deadline's coming, slowly but definitely surely. Keep using the website www.writetothem.com. Pop in your postcode when prompted, and it will give you the names and email addresses and generate an email body for you to send your stories to your local MEPs and MPs. Find the antis, find the pros, work with them both. Tell them your story and why what is happening is done. Okay? We've seen, obviously when all this business started there was only one MEP on site. Now there's something like 26. Numbers may be wrong, but I'm pretty certain it's 26 that I've heard. So something we're doing is working. Don't use the boilerplate letters, sorry to use that term, that have been generated by people. Use your own personal story. Take the time to sit down and write your own story. Send your videos to the SWAF campaign as well. Keep going. Keep fighting. If, like me, you got more time on your hands than most other people, join your local party that you support. I have, and fight for e-cigarettes from within the government. Because even as a lowly member of the party that I vote for, I can still make my voice heard because I'm a part of that party. So if you can do that, I'd recommend doing that too. Otherwise, just keep writing. Tell them your story. That's been reported for this week. I'm sorry if it seems a little bit slapdash and but as I said, this is the second time I've done this today because of a colossal cock up earlier. Seem to be doing a lot. I'm about one a week at the moment. So yeah, that's been a report. I've been Fury 79. You have been utterly patient waiting for more material from us here at Root Tapper 79. Peace.